So you want to know how to make animated textures, something similar to what I have in the eyes right now. Let's get right into how you can do that. In order to do what I'm doing, you'll need VSeeFace, Unity version 2019.4.29F1, and two plugins, Univrm and VSeeFaceSDK. I've put the links for all these things in the description below, although you may have to look for the specific version I mentioned. Also, a friendly reminder, this stuff isn't a walk in the park. I will show you the whole process, but your experience may differ based on your computer and the amount of computer-related knowledge you have. As always, Google is incredibly helpful. I don't know how your school Chromebook works. So let's get into it. Hello, welcome to my computer. Let's open up Unity. So it's gonna load for a second, and then we have Unity Hub opens up. We need to go and create a new project. Now, to get this specific install, you gotta go to installs, gotta go to add, and then you have to choose. And if none of these ones show up for you, you can go to the download archive. But since I already have 2019.4.29F1, we are all set. So, new, I click the arrow to choose the specific version, 29.f1. We're gonna do a 3D project. We're gonna call it whatever. And then it's gonna take a minute to load. It takes quite a while. Okay, so it is open, which means we need to get the plugins. Because usually for my project, I'd usually have at least 2 more things up here. So how do we get those things there? We have to download those 2 plugins that I mentioned, VSeeFaceSDK and Univrm. So first you want to open up Univrm, you just double click, and then it'll open it up on here. Then you choose import, and it'll take a while to load, but once it's done, we should have some sort of VRM thing at the top. There we go. Now we have VRM0, import, and you just have to choose a model. The most recent one. 8-172. You pick save, it just saves to wherever the heck I don't even know. And it'll take a little while, but then once it's done, the model should show up here. Also, it is crucial that you import things in the exact order that I'm doing it, otherwise it might not work. So, a reminder. You open up the Univrm thing first, import that, then you import your model. We will just drag it to the project like so. And then you open up VSeeFaceSDK. You choose import, and it'll load, and then at some point during the loading process, you should have VSeeFaceSDK show up at the top. Perfect timing. Now let's zoom into this lovely model. This is my model. We're gonna click on materials because that is what we're going to be focusing on today. So I actually have a whole ton of materials for the eyes for my model. So we're only gonna focus on the iris, which means I'm just going to get rid of all these other ones by going to the texture and changing the alpha to 0. Now we just have the irises to focus on. So we're gonna need to create a few things here. First thing that we create by right-clicking on this 3D object and quad. Now we have a lovely little square here. It is facing towards the camera, so I'm not going to turn it around. So it's going to look invisible here. But on the other side, it is not. So it's all set. This quad is essential. You are going to need it for your model. So let's add a component to it. Make sure that you're still clicked on quad. Add component, video player. First thing, so I don't forget, is to turn on loop. Now the source is a video clip, so what do we have to do now? We have to have a video. Now I'm not going to be showing you how to make these video clips, that's up to you to make them, or you can download videos off the internet. Do whatever you want. I used it to rickroll people the other day. So today we are using this lovely time gear texture. I created it myself, I drew the time gears. Of course I had a reference. And they rotate. So it looks really nice. We have that video. We're going to drag it to video clip. And then render mode needs to be changed to render texture. Now we need to create a render texture. You can name it whatever you want to name it. I'm not going to name it anything. And then make sure it's the same dimensions as the eyes. So in order to figure that out, check the textures. And this one says 2048. Actually, right down here, 2048 by 1024. So, render texture, 2048, 1024. Now, click on the quad again, drag the texture to the target texture. Now we have to create a material. Now turn off specular highlights and reflections. And then we need to mess with the albedo. So, simple solution. We have that render texture. I know it looks black right now, but it won't in a minute. We drag it to the albedo. Now the material is black, which is perfectly fine. So we're gonna drag that to this quad so I can show you what that looks like. Go ahead and press play, and it should show up here. There you go. Looks really nice. But now we want to put that onto the eyes. And that is very easy. Just drag it to the eyes. And there you have it. Now it does look pretty dark, so I'm going to fix that a little by turning on emission. By turning on emission, it's kind of gonna glow in the dark. So I'm gonna drag the texture to the color. As you can see, it's very glowy, so I'm gonna lower it so that it's a little more clear. So there you go. Now one very important thing that I constantly miss is you need to drag the quad into the model. It needs to be a part of the model in order to have the animated texture. So we're gonna drag it to the head because that's where the irises are. They're on the head. But we don't want that quad to be visible. So just change the scale, everything, 0. Now you can't see it. Click on your model, then VSeeFaceSDK, export avatar bundle, and then you can put it wherever you want. And now it's gonna load for a while. There we go, export complete. So, let's go into VSeeFace. Here's VSeeFace, say hello to my model that you've been seeing this whole time. I have to go to add avatar, there we go. Click on it, and there you have it. As you can see, we have a lovely animated texture. Now again, I did make this texture myself. You can look for videos online, you can make your own videos, do whatever you want with the texture, it's up to you. But if you're interested in purchasing video textures from me, I am more than happy to do that. So let me know in the comments below. I'm considering making a store where I can sell VTuber assets to whoever wants them, so if you're interested, let me know. Anyways, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, consider giving this a like, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. So thanks again for watching, have a nice day, see you in the next one.